Feast of Sukkot or Tabernacles was celebrated in Jerusalem and included numerous rituals and blessings amid heightened security measures. In the Holy Land, the Franciscans celebrated the feast of the founder of the Franciscan Order, Francis of Assisi, one of the most popular saints in Christianity. A report on the restoration works at the Christian Information Center, an ambitious project which started a year ago. The 25th anniversary of the African community in Tel Aviv was celebrated at the parish of Jaffa, a place of reference, gathering and training for this community. A biennial of contemporary Jewish art brings together the works of nearly 200 artists from Israel and other countries in an exhibition that embraces history, art and modernity.
High security measures were taken in Jerusalem during the Feast of Sukkot, which ended on October 5th. Also known as Feast of Booths or Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot is one of 3 pilgrimage festivals that are linked to a pilgrimage. In ancient times, people used to visit the temple in Jerusalem to offer sacrificial gifts. This is a particularly joyful feast. It combines religious themes and agricultural elements. Sukkot originates in the Torah, and it commemorates the booths in which the Israelites lived during their life in the desert after the Exodus from Egypt. The hut or booth is a temporary home, and it is seen in all cities in Israel, in homes and in shopping malls. As per tradition, the roof is made from tree branches, like palm fronds, through which one must be able to see the sky while maintaining a prevailing shadow effect inside the booth. The first and last days are particularly festive, but it is on a special morning during this week that the blessing of the rabbis of Israel takes place. This is a significant experience. Every corner giving access to the wall is filled with people. Everyone is there to receive the blessing. As established by the Torah, there were 4 types of trees used in the ritual blessings on each day of the festivities: palm fronds, willow, myrtle, and cedar. A simple explanation for this is that the 4 plant species represent the variety of characteristics of men and nature, which allow each man and each tree to possess their own qualities. For this reason, we must thank God. Sukkot is also known as Harvest Festival, celebrated in autumn after the summer harvest and before the planting of winter crops. One of the main prayer themes is the rain. The farmers thank God for the harvest and they pray to have a year of rain.
On the eve of the Feast of St. Francis, the rite of passage focuses on the last moments of the life of the little poor man of Assisi and his meeting with the one he called Sister Death. In his remarks, the Custos of the Holy Land, Father Pierbattista Pizzaballa, recalled the life of the founder of the Franciscan Order and stressed that his conversion occurred when he allowed himself to be transformed by God. The only way to transform history is allowing the Lord to transform us, letting our soul be captivated by the power of His love, therefore entering into the logic of His project. Anything that is our own initiative, whether it be political or social, changes history only apparently and superficially.
Cambia la superficie, ma non entra in profondità.
While Franciscans recalled the death of their founder, they also celebrated the birth of new vocations to the charism of the order. Today I solemnly professed my vows of chastity, poverty and obedience for another year, but I especially professed the vow to live the rule of St. Francis, which is to live the gospel. These students are living proof that, even after 800 years, St. Francis's life continues to attract vocations to the Church, as happened to the young Ayman.
I decided
to become a Franciscan friar for 2 reasons. The first one was to have the gospel as a rule of life. It is a way to live Jesus Christ, who reveals himself to us, who fascinates us and gives me joy and love every day. The second reason why I decided to become a Franciscan friar is to live in the brotherhood. On Sunday, St. Francis's feast day, the parish of St. Savio in Jerusalem was filled with worshippers, including the authorities and religious of the Holy Land. As per tradition, a local representative of the Dominicans presided over the Mass.
St. Francis and St. Dominic were the men of the Middle Age. They are men of the 13th century. Perhaps they met each other, but it's not certain. But this is the same religious life, in fact, Dominicans and Franciscans, and they are in the same way, we could say, about their apostolic life.
The presence of the Franciscans in the Middle East dates back to the time of the Crusades at the beginning of the 13th century. Francis of Assisi had a peaceful meeting with the governor of the Holy Land at that time, Sultan Melek al-Kamel, which opened the way for the friars to come here. The Franciscans came here following in the footsteps of St. Francis, who wished to come to the Holy Land at the end of his spiritual journey towards Christ. Later, the Franciscans came here and remained here, and gradually received from the Holy See the mission to guard the holy places. In addition to this, the Franciscans also give support to local Christians through social works like schools and the construction of houses. St. Francis's dream was to never forget the poor. We are here, first of all, to bear witness to the power of love that nothing and nobody can defeat. A work in progress on a large project. This is how the Christian Information Centre headquarters looks today. Over a year ago it shut down for a very ambitious renovation project. We've been working here for almost a year. It's such a beautiful place at the centre of the city, by this great gate, through which countless pilgrims have entered over the last 2,000 years, not only Christians, but pilgrims from all religions. This project was born from the experience of many friars who wanted to share their knowledge and give pilgrims a little extra by providing a better description of the most important place of all, the Holy Sepulchre. Everything stems from the desire to talk about the Holy Sepulchre. With our experience as friars and pilgrimage guides, we know how difficult it is to try to describe the most significant site for our faith in the world. People just cannot understand, and it's hard to explain and to describe. We would need to talk for at least 2 hours to cover the 2,000 years of history that surround this special place, which is so relevant for our faith. But it is just not possible. We feel disappointed because a lot of people get upset. They might have visited all the holy places in the Holy Land, sung Christmas carols in Bethlehem, but when they come here they ask, where is the mount? And where is the tomb? And what happened here?
Natale a Betlemme arriva lì e rimane scioccata. Dove è il monte? Dove è la tomba? Che cosa succede qui?
Opened by the custody in 1973, this centre provides information for those who want to learn about the importance of Christianity in the Holy Land, and it offers a range of services, including a mass booking program for the Franciscan sanctuaries in the Holy Land. With so many rooms, we have reorganized the services that we offer here. We provide information not only to those who want to do some tourist sightseeing, but also want to visit the holy places and the Christian communities. This is very important. Here in Jerusalem there are just over 18,000 of us among 1 million inhabitants, so this presence is important. People who visit the Holy Land want to understand, and here we try to help and explain.
Ma ecco, ancora c'è questa presenza che è importante, quindi la gente che viene di fuori vuole capire un po', e siamo anche per questo.
The restoration works should be finished by next Easter and will involve, among other projects, the construction of multimedia rooms where the images will tell their own stories, as Father Augustine said in his interview.
Nella parte superiore ci sarà una sala multimediale nella quale ci sarà un filmato che attraverso 12...
At the top there will be a multimedia room in which we will play a video that will take us back to the beginning. It will show the tomb in Jesus' time, and then it will show the changes over time and complete the 2,000-year journey in 12 minutes. There will be 5 more rooms where we will describe places associated with Jesus. It's important for people to see where Jesus lived. And then we want to focus on Jesus' final week, right here in Jerusalem, showing the places that are filled with his presence and with his message, the message of the gospel.
Nell'ultima settimana di Gesù, quindi accanto qui a questi luoghi di Gerusalemme che sono carichi di questa presenza, di questo messaggio del Vangelo.
No, we are not in Africa. We are in Jaffa, in Tel Aviv, where the African community is celebrating its silver anniversary, 25 years here in the Holy Land. The community is divided into different sections, Francophone, Anglophone, and Eritrea, according to the linguistic groups of their countries of origin.
I'm the catechist of the African community in Jaffa, Israel, here. We are the Africans who established our mass. Our service here first. 25 years ago, we came here and we started worshiping here as Africans. So today we are celebrating our 25th anniversary. That is the Silver Jubilee.
What are the Africans doing in this region? They are generally employed in menial jobs. They are often Christians who came from different countries and gathered together, united not only by their origins, but also by their faith.
Yes, I'm happy to be here in Israel. Today is a big party for African people, and I'm so happy for this time with my friend, African people. Everybody's here.
It is not at all easy to live as immigrants, let alone in a totally different and exclusive context. Finding a place where we recognize each other and where we welcome each other in faith is a big achievement.
I'm happy to be here in Israel. Today is a great day for us, Africans who live here. I'm happy to be able to share this time with them. It is a beautiful thing for all Christians who live here to be able to celebrate this feast today. I have my family here, my sister and my brother-in-law.
The African community is very vibrant and motivated. This is a very active community. They place great importance on the catechism, making it a significant part of their children's life, as well as part of preparation for marriage of the new couples. They stand together and stick together, remaining faithful to their culture and to their traditions. And they are very happy to be welcomed in this great home who receives everyone. This is their mother church and their home. This is their parish. Adults and children are the pulsating heart of this parish life, which has become a center of reference, a place for gatherings and training toward a human and Christian growth in an atmosphere of serenity.
My name is Shekina and I'm 8 years.
Why you are coming here?
Because I'm going to read for you and also we are going to dance.
This is a sign of the Catholic Church, which is able to embrace the treasure that these different peoples represent. Nowadays, people retreat in their own little corner in order to withdraw from a world full of tension. However, here we can see a tangible sign of unity within the Church. Their testimony is humble and strong at the same time because of their passion and freedom, because of their communion with Christ. They find Christ and they live in harmony with Christ. We often wonder, with a bit of bitterness, what will happen to the Church in the Holy Land. The Africans are a new presence which was not foreseen. This new presence sends us back to the Holy Spirit and to His infinite capacity to create things where least expected.
Today, in this hall, which once hosted a governor of Jerusalem, a photographic exhibition shows a piece of clothing that was submerged in the Dead Sea, modified and covered by salt. In another room, a video shows the changes that the old city underwent over time. These are some of the works exhibited in the Biennial of Contemporary Jewish Art in Jerusalem.
Most of the people think about Jewish art as something that is from the history, like Judaica, like things that are made to have like a religious ceremony. But I found that many artists create today video art, sound installations, performance art, a lot of very updated work that has something to say about the Jewish world, and that's what's interesting for me.
The Biennial brings together the works of nearly 200 artists from Israel and other countries, like the Brazilian artist Pablo Lobato. The exhibition is on display at 10 different locations in central Jerusalem, the main one being at the Tower of David Museum, a site that enshrines a very important archaeological treasure for the history of the city.
For us, this is the Museum of the City of Jerusalem, and as the Museum of the City of Jerusalem, this was only natural that we will host the Biennale of Jerusalem, because here we can talk about the past, but we want to talk about the present and of course about future. And the best way to talk about the future is to ask artists from around the world to come here and to say their dream about this city.
Among the works, the most significant is this 5-meter-long wedding dress, suspended by strings and helium balloons. On the last day of the Biennial, the wedding dress will be untied and allowed to drift over the Holy City, bringing a message of unity and peace.
I don't put the word peace, I don't use pigeon, but something in the atmosphere, in the where I put the things, the material, the movement is bring peace to the world and a little bit of joy, a little bit of beauty. That's what I hope Christian, Jewish and Muslim.
This couple came here to see the exhibition on their wedding anniversary.
Few works I've seen, it is fantastic. I know the artists. They are among the most important in Israel. The main message is history meets contemporary. And this is Jerusalem. The old and the new lives together. This is the most beautiful part of Jerusalem.
The Jerusalem Biennial of Contemporary Jewish Art will continue until November the 5th.
Terra Santa News is a production of the Christian Media Center in Jerusalem, Holy Land. For more information about Terra Santa News and the Christian Media Center, please check out our website at the bottom of the screen. You'll also be able to subscribe to our newsletter, to view live video feeds from the Holy Land, as well as visit our Facebook and YouTube pages and follow our Twitter feed. Come visit the website of Terra Santa News.